Well, here it is. This is my cabbaging for beginners. This is what's left of the bulb. You can see that little spot down there, right here. That's what's left of the filament. It did work. For a short while it worked, which told me something was wrong, because things like that don't happen to me, for me. I had my variac hooked up, turned it on, the bulb immediately lit up as soon as that started sparking. Ran it up to about 70-80 volts, it started sparking, the light lit up. I shut it down because I was amazed. Cranked it back up, started sparking, and then whoop, everything stopped. Cranked it up, nothing. Turned it down, turned it off. Figured the diode blew, or the circuit breaker went, or fuse in the variac. It was a fuse in the variac. It blew my 8 amp fuse in the variac. Put in a bigger fuse, fired it up again. Started sparking, flashing, lights just bright. It's like a 40 watt bulb in here. It's only a 40-50 watt. Started flashing and real bright and everything. Then it went dim, and I looked in there. It's hard to look in before because it was so bright. And here it's arcing in there. So that didn't last too long. Thing is, with this setup, it comes out of the mott, through the capacitor. This diode gives you your DC pulses, and this other half of the transformer is grounded, and this other end of the diode is grounded. So you got one line running out that actually does the work to the ground. So it comes out of the transformer into the cap, out of the cap into this, into the spark gap. Yeah, it comes out here, comes out of this into the spark gap. From here goes, sparks onto the rod, from the rod into this line. From here it's wrapped up, down, left and right, comes out here, and it's crimped onto this copper line right here, the outer. It's crimped on there. That's what he said to do. Crimp it on. Runs through the coil, comes out of the coil, ends up here. This is your hot output. And here's your ground. Had my ground line on there. It's not on there now. That's the plug-in for the mott. But that's why it works. You're shoving 1500 volts, 2000 volts, pulsed through a spark gap, which is going to spark at 1500 volts. It's going from there. Each time it sparks, it comes out. You've got a continuous circuit, wired in circuit, where it goes in, comes out. At 1500 volts is going to go through anything it can, and it's going to end up here. It's not like a Tesla coil. Not with this wired into this outer coil. So it comes out, ends up here. There's your ground. Put your load on there. Boom. Yeah, it's going to work. It has to work. There's no break in it other than the spark gap. And once that thing sparks with 2000 volts, it has to work. That's why it did work. That's why I burned out my bulb. And the poor guy that he's got 10 150 watt bulbs he's amazed about. Yeah, this thing's pulling maybe 10-12 amps. Yeah, at 120 volts. Yeah, I bet I could light up 10 150 watt bulbs too with this thing. It's only 1500 watts. But yeah, it's a 2010 video. But that's I've been sitting on this thing. I had it half built since 2010. I thought I'd finish the thing. It didn't take much longer to do. The transformer, here's a ground strap, transformer's tied to the ground strap. Transformer is part of the circuit, it's grounded for one leg of this. This here is a ground strap, runs to the center. It's got a copper tube with aluminum nails wrapped around it. That's what the guy wanted, put something conductive inside. So I shoved a hunk of copper and some aluminum down through the center of it. It's on a PVC tube. Pencils holding the distance away. Yeah, I got 2 wires on this just in case one wasn't enough to handle any kind of current. And that's all there is to it. So I don't know if the poor guy who made the video, if he's actually thinks this is something, because it's basically not. He's got his outside. I'll have to, just for grins, I cannot see what advantage it would be to increase the grounding point by driving stakes in the ground. I can't see what advantage that would be to lower any current on this thing. Whether it increases the ground or not. I've still got a continuous circuit here. But that's the experience. Yeah, poor old bulb didn't last too long. Maybe 30 seconds of testing, that was about it. But that's it. I had a feeling something was wrong here. That's my beginner's cabbaging.